Peerless. My whole life it's always been something where people say I don't respect authority. Just like I guess any other kid who grows up in the hood or any other area where you start having to handle so much of your life by yourself. And, people say that, oh, you don't respect authority. And I always thought these motherfuckers ain't worth respecting. You give me a man I should respect and I'll respect him. But I give every person the respect of being another man across from me. But the respect they want is actually deference. And deference is when I actually let another person speak. You understand what I mean? Primarily because of they're older than me, or usually it comes because they're older. But since I didn't grow up around a lot of people telling me what to do, and I told myself what to do, I don't feel I have any peers. They say, oh, you need to be around a group of your peers. Who are these motherfuckers? You know what I mean? Who are these people I should be, politicking with and building with? Who are these dudes? Now, I don't mean that you don't see me sitting there chopping it up and listening to folks when they pull my coat, but you know what I mean? I just don't have any peers. That's just a stupid fucking idea to me. So, just the other day, someone brought that up to me and, like, you never listen, you think you know everything. And I just started laughing and I said, well, I've done everything by myself. Why the fuck should I listen? Now, don't get me wrong. Like I tell you, man, it's the same way I try to treat you cats on the rise and grind. I don't want you following me. Be your own man. Listen to what I say, absorb it. If it works, good. If it don't work, drop the shit. See you next Monday with another podcast, homie. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't like the idea of another man being over me at all. And like I tell everybody, this could be, if they were psychoanalyzing me, they would say, oh, his father wasn't around. I don't give a shit. It is what it is. You know what I mean? That could be spot on. So instead of me trying to diagnose it or act like it ain't what it is, it is. You dig what I'm saying? When I walk outside, when I chop it up with other people, I'm my own man. I don't sit behind no man. I don't, try to have bow down before the king before no man. You dig what I'm saying? I listen to people for the angles and the patterns. I don't listen to people because they're special. You dig what I'm saying? I don't want to shake their hand. I don't want to be their friend. I don't have any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd much rather deal with a person man to man, and you hold your own, I hold my own, and we gonna, be all right. You a king, I'm a king. You're God, I'm God. Let's go ahead and do what we gotta do. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm not falling behind, and I don't mean that in the way that you might think where, oh shit, you can't tell Freeman nothing. I listen very intently. You know what I mean? But if you follow up and say, oh, Freeman, did you do what I said? No, man, I just listened, homie. Was it an order or was it just advice? So I run into this all the time. And I'm sure, he got a chip on his shoulder. Or, you know what I mean? I just think in life in general, as a man, as a black man, you know what I mean? They tell the lion in you to sit the fuck down. And I always thank God I wasn't born around a whole bunch of motherfuckers telling me to sit down. I was born around a whole bunch of motherfuckers that said, you better get up as fast as you can. You know what I mean? We don't have childhoods. We have an early way of making money. We have an early way of hustling. So while everybody was out there playing with Transformers, I was trying to transform 10 into 100. You know what I mean? While everybody else was trying to be the football captain and shit, I was out there trying to turn my McDonald's money into 2 cars. When everybody was trying to be, dressed well after college, I was the dude trying to start a business. Are these motherfuckers my peers? You know what I mean? Are these the people I should be? They not even going after the world the way I am. So I always consider myself to be peerless. I do respect authority. I respect rules. I don't respect people, if you dig what I'm saying. So if the law says stop at the stop sign, I stop at the stop sign. If a motherfucker tells me that wants me to stop at the stop sign, there's no stop sign there, I'm gonna say, fuck you, man. What the fuck you talking about? You dig what I'm saying? I don't like people over me. I don't like people, you know what I mean, thinking that they can, really say something to me. You know how you hear, I guess it's when cats go to court, they say be a judgment by your peers. Them motherfuckers don't know how you grew up and why you did anything. They just think because we happen to be humans that they can judge you, that they have some insight. If you weren't on my block, if you weren't doing what I'm doing, I don't know how you could be a peer of mine. I don't understand it. There's plenty of brothers that I know of in Brooklyn, and you know what I'm saying, and Chicago, and East Oakland and all that. And we grew up similarly. You understand what I'm saying? The struggle was similar. The hustle was similar. But I'm not going down MacArthur Boulevard, homie. I ain't from the ESO. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what I got to do in my area with my streets. You know what I'm saying? This is a Compton story. It's not a, what's that called? You take the pieces, because we all struggling. We all trying to come up. You take the pieces of my life and you run with it. But are they my peers? You dig what I'm saying? Are they, when I go to Brooklyn, and Brooklyn's a whole different kind of way of life than Compton. Are they my peers, or do we just understand each other primarily because of the hustle? You know what I mean? That we willing to get out here and make shit happen. Everybody else lying and saying they hustlers. We actually trying to have the cash in our pocket. So I always get that, because, you know what I'm saying? It's, plus I'm kind of confrontational, homie. I don't mean confrontational like we gonna have to go come to blows. I just mean confrontational that, you know, most people let bullshit slide. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say something a little bit off, I'm the one who corrects it. Somebody say something that you know what I'm saying, they the bully in town, or, you know, you always have a couple of dudes who used to not getting socked in the fucking face, and I'm the dude who lets, hey, that shit time. You better keep that shit back over there where you at. This ain't gonna go down that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm also the peacemaker, homie. I'm the dude to stop people from getting beat up, because I think sometimes they don't realize who they're sitting around and the sideways shit that's coming out their mouth. But they aren't my peers. You dig what I'm saying? So when I take advice or choose not to take advice, it's not because I'm not listening. It's not because I think I know everything. But you know what I mean? As a man, I grew up and I tried and tested my own way. And my own way has been working for me. To the point that when we talk about, you know, how another man sees the game, I'm looking at the game. You dig what I'm saying? I'm looking at the angles. I'm not really caught up in the person. So I bring this up because primarily I had a conversation the other day, right? And the conversation was basically, you know, cats trying to analyze how I go about my day. And it's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So I can be very relaxed at one point that you think I'm not doing anything, and I could be busy as shit. You understand what I'm saying? I could be across country, or I could be sitting the hell down. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, people think because they don't see me doing something that I'm not doing anything. So one cat, of course, you know, I think, you know, we could be maximizing our time. Sometimes maximizing my time is actually getting some damn rest. Sometimes maximizing my time is walking around thinking. You know, I constantly think about how I'm going to improve myself or improve my hustle or make more money. That's a constant thing. You understand what I'm saying? A pimp thinks about how he can make more money off his women. A singer thinks about songs he wants to sing. A runner thinks about how fast he can run. A hustler thinks about how much money he can make. I think about money. But when thinking, you can't see it. You dig what I'm saying? So how are you going to judge me? How are you going to be able to see me? How am I supposed to take your advice when your advice really comes from a point I don't see you doing it? So I don't have any peers. Like I said, I listen to everybody though. If Puffy making a move, homie, I'm listening. If Jay-Z making a move, I'm listening. If the dude around the corner who's a plumber is making a move, I'm listening. You dig what I'm saying? I'm listening because I'm trying to make money. But do I look up to them? Do I want to be next to them? Do I think they can judge my hustle? Do I even judge their hustle? I mean, let's just flip it on the other side. I don't judge any man who's making money. I don't know exactly how he's getting down. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge any man who out here trying to do something for himself or see an angle I don't see. You dig what I'm saying? You rarely hear me call anybody hustle shit. I just, you know, if you see it, homie, push your line. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. But if you see it, homie, push it. I've been lucky, blessed, whatever you want to call it, that the angles that I thought about in my head worked. The chances I took worked. You know what I'm saying? If you win every race and someone comes along to you and says, you know, your feet are not lined up properly, right? You would probably look at it and say, I'm still winning though, but you know, let me check it out. But if you find out that it makes you feel uncomfortable or it's something you don't want to do, and you can still win the race, and the dude comes along, oh, you don't listen to anybody. No, I listen, I just don't follow. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, is it an order or is it advice? So I always get mad, or I always get people get mad at me because I'm willing to say, you know what, look, man, that's just not the way I get down. That's not the stuff I do. You dig what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that I don't respect you as a man, as a base level of a man and me being a man. I just don't follow too many other cats because I did it myself. You know what I'm saying? What they say, the best teacher is experience. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of experiences. You dig what I'm saying? So why would I, any of the cities that most of y'all dwell and bell in, I've been there. Walk down the streets. You think I was walking down there to go to Six Flags? I was actually walking down the street to see how people getting down, how the money being made, what it looked like, where my black folks at. You know what I'm saying? How do they live? You know what I'm saying? Oh, do we got a lot of dumb motherfuckers around here? Do we got a lot of bougie motherfuckers around here? Do we got a whole bunch of motherfuckers who got college degrees but ain't doing shit around here? You know what I'm saying? I've been evaluating every city I ever walked into, thinking how the money being made. What are the opportunities that are around here? You dig what I'm saying? So, when someone's, oh man, you should come to this so-and-so and we do it this way. And, I like cats to school me. I don't like cats to hold my hand though. I like them to tell me what's going down and how they see the world. And, and spit game to me and say, this is the way this goes down over here. Okay, I got to keep that in my back pocket. But when I start implementing the hustle, homie, just because I don't go your angle don't mean I'm not, you're not listening. You're hard-headed. You just want everybody to, you don't think that you don't give anybody a chance to tell you something. I never even asked for nothing. Let's be brutally honest about this motherfucker, man. I don't walk around like a goddamn bum asking motherfuckers for help and putting me out in certain games. Most of the time I chop it up with folks. They tell me what's going down. I tell them what's going down with me. Recently, I told you I was at the thing over in Tuskegee. I was talking to a brother over there. And he does real estate. So we were talking about real estate and different angles and how, chop it up. And, he gave me some insight on how he saw the game, and I gave him some insight on what I thought. You know what I mean? And we shook hands, and he was like, oh, man, I appreciate it, Freeman. Thanks for, telling me what you see, and I never thought of it that way. You know what I mean? And I was like, same thing, brother. I didn't think about it like that either. So you just added on to my knowledge, so I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm getting the information. Is that dude like, wow, I met this guy. This brother, he just told me all this stuff. And I'm not amazed with you, homie. You dig what I'm saying? The information is the information. When I boil this shit down, homie, when we drop the turkey bones in the pot and we boil them, homie, and the meat separate from the bone, homie, I'm going after the bone. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't in all that other shit. I'm going to the core of the angle. I'm going to the core of the chips. I'm going to the core of these things. So if I'm going to the core, how can these motherfuckers who don't even bother to go to the core be my peers? Be someone I have to listen to. Be someone who can really judge me and understand the angles and the chips I'm coming after. Understand the way I live and the way I grew up. How can you judge me? How can you be a peer of mine? So I always tell people, it's not disrespectful. I just know. A lot of motherfuckers give credit and so-and-so and deference to other people just for the sake of, oh, he's this. What that got to do with me, man? I don't care if that motherfucker found a pot of gold after eating Lucky Charms, homie. You know what I'm saying? I respect the hustle. Fuck him. Not like I'm hating on him. I don't care. You dig what I'm saying? So I just always tell everybody, and it sounds cocky. I'm peerless. There is no person over me. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell my nephew, there's God and then there's me. And I'm working very hard on bringing the God in myself out. You know what I'm saying? But there is no one. You know what I mean? My mother gets respect because she's my mother. That's her title. That's her role. My brothers get respect because they're my brothers. My sisters get respect because they're my sisters. You dig what I'm saying? So I get respect for the relationship. But if they start talking chips and they start talking about what I'm doing wrong and I don't see them actively pursuing this hustle, homie, in hot pursuit of these chips, I ain't gonna have no real feeling that I should be really taking their advice all the time. But there's a nugget of goodness and shit, homie, so I listen. You dig what I'm saying? I try to pick up what they're saying. But, when their follow-up game come on, man, I told you about this, why you didn't move on it? Because I didn't want to do it. Why, man? That's because you don't ever listen to anybody. Man, I can repeat what just about any cat has ever said to me probably for the last 2 years. I got good recall. You dig what I'm saying? There's hardly a time when I can run into a cat I saw years ago. I might not remember the name, but I remember the game. So if he said something to me, I would, hey, brother, hey, I remember you the dude we were talking about this, and this. Yeah, homie, yeah. I remember that was a good look, homie. I remember that, right? I'm going to respond in that way. But like I said, at the end of the day, who, and I don't want to sound so cocky, brother, because that's the way it is, but who's above me? When a man pulls himself up by his own bootstraps, if you have boots, we have chucks, by his own chuck laces. You know what I'm saying? Why? And I did all this stuff by myself. Who should I be walking around listening to? Who should I be that can have so much authority or anything over me that I should just be like, wow, let's sit at the knees of the master. You dig what I'm saying? I always call it the rebellion, homie, the rebel. You know what I'm saying? There's a way, and then this dude found another way. And for this same dude to turn around and say, oh, I'm just gonna give deference to these motherfuckers I did not listen to, I did not follow, I did not run with, I did not ask for anything. You understand what I'm saying? That's just bullshit. I am king. I mean, that's what the rebellion is. That someone throws off the shackles of the other shit and said, I'm gonna do it my way. And once they prove it, and once they know the other dude is powerful, they're called rebels. You dig what I'm saying? So I always consider it to be the rebellion. My hustle comes from me trying hard. Nobody came along and said, do this. You know what I'm saying? My hustle came from my courage, my will. You know what I'm saying? My risk-taking ability. No one said, go out there and do this. You know what I'm saying? No one gave me that bullshit that y'all read all the time. Where somebody give you some abstract thing, you gotta visualize it, and then you gotta go after it, and then you gotta do this. Nobody didn't give me that up with hope, nope with dope shit when I was coming up, homie. So who are my peers? Who are these motherfuckers? So, I mean, there's plenty of people out there who, you sound like this. I ain't never even read that motherfucker, man. I'm glad that God revealed the truth to me as they revealed it to him, and we might sound the same, but I never read that. I don't know who these motherfuckers are. You dig what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm a kid from Compton. I'm not the kid from Cambridge. You dig what I'm saying? I wasn't the one that somebody was pulling the coat, reading, giving books, and telling them, oh, you should think about this and think about that. I was more trial by fire. I got plenty of failures, but I survived them, stood tall through them, you know what I mean? And bigger than a lot of people because of them. But to say these motherfuckers are my peers, to say I should be listening to dudes who ain't even in the same hustle I'm trying to do. Like, let's give a good example. Jay-Z might be doing his thing, but I've never been a rapper. I've never been an entertainer. The source of his chips is completely different from mine. So the best I can do with Jay-Z is listen to the general knowledge he's given. The general knowledge is take your shit that you got from the streets and apply it. Master P said that shit. I mean, take your angles, take your aggressiveness, take your vision, take the ability to walk into a place and everybody believes one way and you go the other way. Take that courage and that hustle and do something with it. And I'm rolling with that. But if he starts talking about how he flipped records in the record industry, I'm not in the record industry. So all I can ever take from that man is the pattern, the angle. You know what I mean? Because he could take the records and say, do the same shit with lollipops. If I'm slanging lollipops, I got to think about, well, you know what? Okay, let me see if I could do it. Let me see if that shit work here. I mean, we're picking up angles in this game to see if it can apply to our hustle and the ground we stand on at that moment. But they're not my peers. You dig what I'm saying? Peerless, homie. When you do all this shit, you will be unique. And there will be no one, believe me, homie, no one that has done it like you. No one. So if I got a chance to sit down with Quincy Jones, homie, there's angles to the brother, but you do you, I do me, man. We making money. I'm glad we all, as a black man, I'm glad we getting out of our situation. I'm glad we on top of this game. I'm glad we self-sufficient. We do for self. I'm happy. But oh, come on, homie. Don't talk about the game I'm in. You ain't never been in it. You ain't never did it. So if the game was simple, we would just outline all the rules to the game and give them to you. And they can be applied to all things. But when you do your thing, you're peerless. Next time, partner.